Hello,
Hello,
how are you?
I'm doing good, thanks.
So, thank you very much for participating in this research. And I wanted to start with the first question. So, I would like to know what languages do you speak and how many of them do you use for work?
All right, I speak Portuguese as my native language, and also I can speak decent English, I think, and Spanish, and intermediate German and Russian, and a little bit of Slovak.
Very nice. How many of them do you use for work?
Right, I usually use for work Spanish, English, of course Portuguese when I'm teaching, but also I use English and Spanish and Russian, depending on the circumstances.
Are you teaching these languages or do you use them, let's say, to achieve goals like talking to colleagues or acquiring customers? Or how do you use these languages in your
All
work?
right. As I am a teacher, a Portuguese teacher, I use them as a helping language to help students understand something better when they're in trouble or something like that.
Thank you. Have you ever done other jobs related to languages?
Professionally or long term, never. I was an interpreter at a festival in my home city, but it was just a 1 day job, so I don't really consider that. Right now, I'm just focused on teaching.
I know that you teach on italki. Do you have other platforms where you teach, or is it like your only source of income?
Yes, I only teach through Italki. That's the only platform. Sometimes I get students outside of Italki, uh, like in a different way of marketing myself, like with other students that recommend me to other people when they come to me not through Italki, but like personal like messages and etc. on social media. But yes, most of the times Italki, and yes, right now I would say that it's enough for my income.
Okay, very nice. And how long did it take you to get to this point?
Good question. I would say that for me to achieve a very good salary so I can make a living, like traveling and etc., I would say that it took me 3 years to build like a student base and yes, like a reputation on the website.
Yeah.
When I was back in my home country, when I was in Brazil, for like the Brazilian standards of salaries and living, it took me only like 1 year and a half, so I could actually have like a decent salary, like as a Brazilian like a citizen. But I wanted more, so it took a little bit more, so I could actually afford this traveling and working at the same time. So yes.
So I know that you are traveling, but maybe you would explain a bit more.
All right, perfect. So yeah, so because of my this flexibility of working online as a language teacher, I have the this freedom of calling myself a digital nomad or whatever. So yes, I've been traveling around for more than 1 year now, and just basing myself somewhere in a country and traveling like through my computer.
Oh, that's I think a dream job for so many people, isn't it?
Yeah, let's say yes, it has some dream parts, but also some nightmare parts.
Yeah. What is the thing that you love most about your job?
Okay, the thing that I love most about my job, teaching, is because that's something that it's my passion. I like learning languages myself as a polyglot, let's say. So it is a passion so that I can also help other people to achieve this goal of speaking on a language because I also want that goal for myself, and it's just like beautiful to help people also get that. So
That's
the
nice.
most thing, yes.
And in your opinion, what are the biggest obstacles you have had to overcome, or things that you had to learn along the way? Like, for example, marketing yourself, or what did you what was difficult for you at the beginning?
Interesting, because I work for a platform, italki. We don't have to do a lot of marketing. We just have to sit and wait. Yes, of course, we have to build a very good profile. We need to get reputation. I think platforms like that, like they work as like you really improve once you have a reputation. So once the students come and they like give you good feedback and etc. So yeah, so the most difficult part of this job was like understanding this online teaching platform and just being able like just like having to wait for this reputation to come, for this experience to come. And I don't do anything to market myself, so I don't see any difficulty in terms of marketing and etc.
Okay. And do you have any tips for someone who aspires to turn their passion for languages into a real job?
The tip would be to really find out what you like to do when it comes to the language. Because nowadays, because of globalization and like languages are getting more and more powerful, people are learning more and more. People are using languages in every single aspect of their lives. So yes, there is a market for everyone. Just find what is it that you really like, investigate, make a research on how to put that like into reality of making money with that, or like finding a profession, and just organize yourself and start as soon as possible, I would say.
Oh, that's very nice. Okay, and do you have any tips for people who want to learn language?
Yes, I would say that the tip would be to stop reading too much motivational blogs or like people telling you how to learn a language, and actually do the action. Start learning it. Just do in many different ways. See whatever it's like works for you best, and just keep on doing it. Never be intimidated. Never feel that you're not being successful because you're not doing the right thing according to what people tell you how to learn a language. Just find your way of doing it and keep always doing. Don't never give up, I would say.
That's very nice.
Thank you.
Okay, so thank you very much for your time and for your useful insights.
Okay,
And
thank you.
I wish you a nice day, and see you next time.
See you.
Bye
Bye bye.
bye.